many times have we complained about politicians? How many times have we seen news related to political corruption, or in the best of cases, we the people suffer firsthand because of the poor decisions of those in charge of managing, with our money, a country, or even something as small as a district or county? How often have we seen taxpayers' money squandered on almost pharaonic projects that provide no real utility to the community? The contemporary political landscape is painted with a stark brushstroke: widespread public disillusionment. A rising tide of animosity washes over the relationship between citizens and their elected representatives. Opinion polls across the globe paint a consistent picture of skepticism and disheartenment, a sentiment fueled by a perceived neglect of the collective needs and concerns by those entrusted with the reins of governance. This disillusionment isn't a figment of public imagination. It stems from a crisis of faith in the ability of current political frameworks to effectively address the issues that matter most to the citizenry. Public trust has eroded, laying bare the urgent need for a fundamental shift in the way politics functions. Transparency and accountability are no longer mere buzzwords. They are the bedrock upon which a renewed social contract must be built. A critical reevaluation of the dynamics between political figures and the electorate is paramount. This necessitates a paradigm shift towards a more inclusive and responsive approach to political engagement and representation. The yawning chasm that separates the governed from their governors necessitates a recalibration of political mechanisms. Bridging this gap requires a multi-pronged approach built on the pillars of trust, dialogue, and mutual respect.
Public trust in the federal government, which has been low for decades, has returned to near-record lows following a modest uptick in 2020 and 2021. Currently, fewer than 2 in 10 Americans say they trust the government in Washington to do what is right. This is among the lowest trust measures in nearly 7 decades of polling. Last year, less than 20% said they trusted the government just about always, or most of the time.
Governed by artificial intelligence, the next political revolution.
The integration of artificial intelligence into various sectors has sparked a global debate about the potential for AI to assume roles traditionally held by humans, including those in government. The idea of AI governance posits a future where decision-making processes, policy implementation, and perhaps the entirety of governmental functions are managed by AI systems. This video explores the advantages and disadvantages of such a transformative shift in governance. Oh, and by the way, stay until the end to find out if you share our theory about it.
A study has found that most Europeans would like to see some of their members of parliament replaced by algorithms. The results showed that despite AI's clear and obvious limitations, 51% of Europeans favoured such a move. Outside Europe, 75% of people surveyed in China supported the idea of replacing parliamentarians with AI.
Efficiency and speed. AI can process and analyze data faster than human bureaucrats, potentially streamlining government operations and making public services more efficient. AI systems can automate routine tasks, from processing paperwork to managing data, freeing human resources for more complex needs. Rapid response and crisis management. AI algorithms could react instantaneously to emergencies, deploying resources and implementing solutions faster than any human-led government. This could significantly improve response times in natural disasters or economic crises. Unlike humans, AI is not swayed by emotions or personal biases, allowing for decisions that are based purely on data analysis. Elimination of corruption. AI wouldn't be susceptible to the temptations of bribery or manipulation. By minimizing human involvement in certain processes, AI could reduce opportunities for corruption and eliminate errors due to oversight or fatigue. This could enhance transparency and trust in government operations. I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes I think my neighbor's dog is more honest than many of the politicians who represent us, and only God knows how much I hate that dog. Adaptive and predictive governance. AI systems can learn from data trends to predict future challenges and adapt policies accordingly. This could be particularly beneficial in areas like public health, urban planning, and environmental protection, where anticipating future developments is key to effective management.
The city that's trying to replace politicians with computers. In a country with a history of corruption and government inefficiency, Councilman Ramiro Rosario has come up with what he believes is a winning strategy to improve the work of politicians: replace them with computers.
Loss of human judgment and nuance. Government decisions often involve complex ethical considerations and human values that AI may not fully comprehend or prioritize. The subtlety of human judgment, empathy, and moral reasoning is difficult to replicate in AI, which could lead to decisions that are technically correct but ethically or socially questionable. Unemployment and displacement. Replacing human roles in government with AI could lead to significant job displacement, affecting not only employment but also human dignity and the social fabric. The transition could exacerbate inequality if not managed carefully. Potential for abuse and surveillance. The power that AI would have in its hands raises concerns about surveillance and control. Without strict safeguards, this new type of government could excessively monitor citizens, infringe on privacy rights, and stifle dissent. Technological and security risks. AI systems are vulnerable to hacking, data breaches, and malfunction. The consequences of such risks are amplified when AI governs critical public sectors, potentially endangering public safety and national security. Just imagine what would happen if sworn enemies of the United States, such as China, Cuba, or Iran, could decisively influence decision-making in our country. I mean, if they're not already doing it, because sometimes I wonder, what the hell are they doing?
Artificial intelligence enters the political arena. Politics is one of the latest industries shaken up by AI. The use of artificially generated content in campaigns could spell trouble for candidates and voters alike in the fight against mis- and disinformation.
The world under AI governance wouldn't be a utopia or a dystopia. It would be a complex landscape with both advantages and disadvantages. The prospect of AI governance brings forth a future of efficient, data-driven administration, but also poses significant ethical, social, and technical challenges. The advantages of AI in enhancing governmental efficiency and objectivity are countered by the risks of losing essential human qualities in governance, such as empathy and moral judgment. Additionally, issues of accountability, transparency, and security present formidable challenges. Ultimately, the decision to integrate AI into government functions must be cautiously approached, balancing the benefits against the potential drawbacks while ensuring that human values and democratic principles remain at the core of governance. The ideal scenario would involve a symbiotic relationship where AI leverages its analytical prowess to advise human leaders who retain the final say and the crucial ability to consider the human element in decision-making. This approach ensures that the decision-making process remains rooted in the human capacity for empathy, ethical consideration, and the understanding of complex social dynamics. Through this balance, AI can truly serve as a tool to enhance governance rather than as a replacement for the human touch that is so integral to the fabric of our societies. In striving for this balance, we must remain vigilant to ensure that as we advance technologically, we do not lose sight of the human values that define us and guide our collective journey toward a more equitable and just world.